All right, first off, if you watch these videos, you enjoy this content, man, like and subscribe. It really helps a lot. So check it out. All right, I come down, get the rebound. Right, here's how this game works. Check it out. Now you get the rebound, you standing right under the basket. If you press the X button, whatever is gonna happen within that little half circle right there, right? Or right there underneath the rim. But there are there are narratives and agendas that's baked into the algorithm, and the algorithm and the AI, it controls your player. So right here, instead of just going up for the easy dunk, easy layup, I'm forced to step off to the side into the defense and do a fadeaway jump shot, right? Even though I'm standing right underneath the basket. I got a guy right here. You could go left. You could, make a little left hand layup. He's already on the left side of the court. Come on, man. This damn camera even sucks. I'm already on the left side of the court. What sense does it make to step off to the right and go for a fadeaway jump shot away from the basket when I'm already right there? Right? Because what? This is the algorithm controlling your player. The algorithm has an omnipotent presence and influence over this game, right? It controls everything that goes on. It can step in, just intervene, and make you do whatever it wants you to do according to whatever the agenda is. And right here, I was not supposed to make this. I wasn't supposed to score this basket. As you can see, we in the NBA Finals. If you're reading that right there on the back of the court. But I'm forced into the algorithm. It takes over your player. You're doing one thing, you're trying to do one thing, but the algorithm is like, okay, this is the script that we want to play out. It's like a movie, right? It already has a pre-baked, predetermined narrative or predetermined outcome baked into the algorithm that's going to play out, and the AI is going to enforce whatever it is that the algorithm wants to occur. Right? That's what the AI's role is. It carries out the agenda of the algorithm. Right? So in this instance, even though the obvious common sense thing to do is to just go for a layup, you probably get defended, but you probably get a foul and go to the line. You probably get an N1. Anything could happen. But I'm forced into taking the probably the worst shot selection out of everything that could have went on. Right? That's how this game works. That's 2K for you. You're not just allowed to just play this game freely. It doesn't work. It doesn't quite work that way. All right, you're playing according to a agenda, a narrative. You're playing the game is riding out on top of an algorithm, right? Just like how if you're online, the algorithms on YouTube, it already has, there's millions, probably billions of videos on YouTube, but it already has something situated for you, even if you make a fresh account. It already has something that's situated for you to see, situated for you to watch. It has it already laid out for you, right? And then certain things will change up based upon what you're actually looking at, what you're actually viewing. Similar thing with 2K, right? It already has something situated. It already has something contrived for you, right? So you made the algorithm's narrative may be that you're supposed to lose a particular game. When you're supposed to lose a game, what starts to happen is that a lot of things are going to start going the way of the algorithm. It's going to start to go the way, or my bad. It's going to start to go the way of the computer's team, right? You're going to just be losing balls for no reason. You're going to just be following a computer, and it's just not going to make sense. You're going to be doing a lot of crazy shit. You're going to be missing all kind of shots that you're putting. Watch this. Look at this. This is how bad it is. Me nor computer have hit a three, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we're in the third quarter. Look at the threes. Look at the threes attempted. I'm 0 for 4, they're 0 for 13. Now, I could say this about this game. this is actually one of the more free flowing games, right? This is what the score looks like when the game is just, it's kind of just open up. It just kind of just open. Because you have games where the algorithm would, for the most part, it would step back and then it just allowed things to play out. When that happens, and the score was even worse than this, computer, I believe, recently just went on a run. So the score was a lot worse than this. We were up by damn near 60, right? They just went on a little run, right? Because the algorithm kicked in. It's like, okay, you're gonna go on a run now. But when it steps back, this is something. This is more close to what it looks like, right? But even with that being considered, look at the 3 pointers. Computer. This is computer's team. That's 0 for 13. I'm not playing with computer, and they're even tricking because once again the algorithm would even do that. It'll have it to where you'll have a great game. The algorithm will cheat for you too. Even if you're playing another player, it'll cheat for one player or another player because it's scripted, it's theatrical, it's gimmicky, right? It's not just pure basketball. It's gimmicky, it's theatrical, and it's scripted. There's narratives in this game, right? So you will have certain games where you're just supposed to wipe your ass with a computer. You're gonna have a great fucking game. You have certain games where it's going to be a tug of war. You have certain games where computer's supposed to beat you. You have certain games where computer's supposed to blow you out. You have certain games where you could win it, but you will have one player on your team, probably your main player, that's going to have a bad game. See, that they're trying to contrive these different basketball narratives, right? They're trying to mimic reality. They're trying to mimic real life. Right, but instead of allowing it to just go on naturally, or making it to where certain things will play out a certain way, they're forcing it. Right, I've thought of many ways that they could try to balance things out and have somewhat of the same effect without having to program the algorithm to just cheat the shit out of you the whole time. Right? But that's what they're trying to do. It's not even just about just cheating. All right, it's about that. It's also about that gimmicky, trying to mimic real basketball by forcing things to happen to look like real basketball. Because guess what? In real basketball, certain players have bad games, right? But instead of 2K allowing you to just have a bad game naturally because of yourself, they'll thrust it upon you to have a bad game. All right. Sometimes, in real life, many players they have nights where they have great games. They will open up the whole court for you and just allow you to drop 80 on the nigga. I got many games where I've dropped 100+ points with one player. Many games going all the way back into the older 2Ks. But even on this one, on my career, I have multiple games where I dropped 100 points. 113, 120 something points with a triple double, quadruple double. Games like that. Those are games where the AI or the algorithm and the AI is just like, go ahead and have at it. But then I've had games where I'll be 43% field goal percentage. I'll be shooting 43%. Even though throughout the season, I average over 70% in my career. Right? They're contriving what they want the game to be, what they want the outcome to be. They're not just allowing it to just play out how a real game would play out. It's like a script. It's like a playwright. It's theatrical. It's gimmicks. All right? You cross a motherfucker up, boom, boom, nigga hit the ground. You step back, get a green bean, boom. Even though you probably didn't even release it on the line like that. Keep it real. Sometimes you may have not released it correctly, right? But it was already in the narrative that you were going to make that shot. So you got a green bean, right? That's how this game works. Peace, man.